Okay, I love Pokemon, but I've always wondered something. Can you defeat infinite wild Pokemon without going to the Pokemon Center? Or at least say like a billion. Maybe a billion lions to be unoriginal. Let's find out. I came up with 3 strategies that could work for such a concept. The main problem is one of PP. Eventually you will run out of PP and be forced to struggle, which will damage you. After taking too much damage, you will lose. So one way to fix this would be to have infinite potions, but how'd you get infinite potions? The ability pickup, of course. So after grabbing a team of level 100 Linoone, I jump into the grass and fight. But there's a problem. The ability pickup works based on chance. After every fight, there's a 10% chance that an item will be generated per Linoone, and that item has a 30% chance to be a hyper potion at level 100. So while you can get infinite potions, you can only get them by winning battles. And while there's a chance that it will go on forever, it's more likely that eventually you will run into a patch of bad luck and get no potions or revives, or anything like that, and your team just dies. That's the problem with chance. On an infinite scale, anything that can happen will happen. Okay, that doesn't work. What about glitches? What if, through the process of battling, you could duplicate items? That's exactly what the missingno glitch allows for. Basically, you talk to the catching tutorial man and then fly to Cinnabar Island and swim back and forth on the shore. This allows you to get infinite max elixirs to restore the PP of Swift, the only move not affected by Gen 1's 1 in 255 miss chance. The strongest user of Swift is Fearow, who can reliably easily knock out missingno even at glitch high levels. But the issue is the other Pokemon. Let's ignore the stuff like the level 141 Snorlax. Even the Pidgeotto can kill you eventually with Quick Attack, as you would need infinite healing items and infinite PP restores. And since you can't rearrange your inventory and missingno only duplicates the 6th inventory slot, you can't heal off the damage. I mean, you could just go back to the Pokemon Center in order to rearrange your items, but if you're going to do that, just heal your team. But it's worse than that. You see, Pokemon encounter tables are random. This means eventually you're going to run into a situation where you don't run into a missingno for too long, and then what happens? What, are you gonna start running from Pokemon? That defeats the purpose of the challenge. So really, the strategy can only defeat infinite missingno, which is nice, but is missingno really a Pokemon? And can't we do better? But before that, if you've enjoyed the video, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing or whatever. Anyway, to do the last strategy, we have to go forward in time a bit. How far? Anywhere post Gen 5 is fine, but I chose Pokemon Violet. This is because of the regenerator ability and the leftovers item. With them, you can heal without spending any consumable resources, meaning that your struggle damage is not a concern as long as the opponent can't do more damage than you can heal with regenerator. Now this doesn't work if your opponent has a trapping move, and if any of the Pokemon in the pool of opposing Pokemon have status inflicting moves, you may need to pre-poison if damage is an issue or pre-burn if it's not. But still, the strategy can mow down hordes of wild Pokemon without flaw, as long as they can't deal more than a third plus a 16th to your Pokemon. You can even use multiple different species of regenerator Pokemon. Now, can this beat infinite or even a billion lions? No! Lions don't fight 1v1 like Pokemon do. You will get swarmed to death. Also, the strategy requires a trainer, which doesn't necessarily exist in the hypothetical. In hindsight, I should have led with that. Anyway, I'm Lightheart, and always remember, fighting wild Pokemon for an infinite amount of time is a massive waste of immortality, and you should get a life.